Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Frazier. Still tracking a couple storms moving across the Permian Basin right now and even farther south along closer toward the I-10 corridor. Right now, actually seems kind of eerily calm outside. Seems like not a whole lot has happened lately. And well, if you're along the I-20 corridor, nothing has happened lately. Now, the reason for a lot of that is what we call a cap. Now, a cap, no, it's not like cap or no cap or like what the kids are doing. Okay, never mind. Basically, the cap is kind of a invisible barrier preventing a lot of storms from forming over a certain area. They tend to happen more so over cities. And the reason is we get a lot of very warm and dry air pushing its way in from Mexico. And when you're in a city, you tend to see a little bit more kind of what the urban heat island effect. It's basically human activity mixed with less sand and grass and trees, and add in a little bit more of that pollution and just day-to-day activities. It tends to be a little bit warmer and a little bit drier over cities. So it actually helps to hinder any thunderstorm development. So typically for much of Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring, for us to see any of those storms, we're going to need a large-scale system. And a lot of this stuff, it's not that it's not a large-scale system, it's the fact that it's just not strong enough. It's very weak as it tries to push its way in, and then that cap holds, and well, we just don't see storms forming. So you got sunny skies, you get 81 degrees instead. I'll take that over the hail. We're still getting some occasional gusts though, picking up to about 22 miles per hour, but that's just the current wind and sustained wind. Those gusts, they seem to be a little bit higher than that. I'm here in our own studio. Garage is shaking around a little bit outside. 35 miles an hour in Midland, 33 in Odessa, 41 in Big Spring, so certainly kicking up a little bit more over there. Ozona about 31. All right, beyond that, we've been watching a couple of these severe thunderstorm watches. Yep, we have them extended all the way down into Pecos County now, and even into Terrell County too, as well as Crockett County. Earlier today that wasn't the case, but much of the region is still going to be under this severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. Meaning that, hey, within the next 2 hours, some of these storms can still be severe, and we can still see anything from wind to hail to tornado threats. Those are the big three. Now, clearly the hail threat was the largest of those threats for today. In terms of activity that we're seeing currently, well, it's going to be very, very limited. Specifically, this one storm, it started up over Fort Stockton a few hours ago, and when it actually decided to move around just a little bit more, it started up right about here and then pushed its way out, kind of did a little loop-de-loop, and that was it. And it kind of just stuck on this area, and you notice all this kind of fuel just filling it up. That's about it. That's all we're getting. And then as it moves out of the area, out toward like Big Lake, out a little bit more towards Sterling City, there is not much for it to do. So it's taken over the region as just a very small scale severe storm. We're still looking at about 60-mile-an-hour winds, and the hail, we're not getting a ton of reports because it's a very unpopulated region, which is good, but the radar is still picking up about 2-inch sized hail. It's kind of been going back and forth between 1 inch to 2 inches, although one is a lot more than another. All right, let's get rid of all the drawings on here and then push our way up out of the Interstate 20 corridor, more toward Lamesa. This is another area of interest I've been keeping an eye on because I'm getting a lot of storms kind of starting right about here and then pushing their way up, not making a whole lot of progress, but then these ones here, this one in particular, just decided to strengthen up, and then they're also out moving farther and farther to the north. It's kind of just forming right along a frontal boundary. But let's see the severe status of this storm. The one on top of Lamesa, we're looking at 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and about quarter-sized hail. Nothing too crazy. It's radar indicated, so maybe some slight damage is possible. But these storms look to be kind of moving pretty quickly compared with the one out near Ira Ann. So we'll be keeping our eye on that as the evening progresses. I'm not expecting a whole lot more for the rest of tonight, but the risk is always going to be there. Now, whenever I show the severe risk, it doesn't mean, hey, these areas are definitely going to see some storms. It just means that, hey, if storms form in that area, they're more than likely going to go severe because of wind, hail, tornadoes, etc. That risk is always increased the higher your severe risk is and the higher likelihood you're going to see those storms. So yeah, we saw storms around Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring, but it also because we highlighted the areas around Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring. It's fascinating because all this stuff kind of just stuck around here and then stuck around here, and we didn't get anything. Weather. Whether or not you like it, that's the weather. 59 for tonight. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll say so too. Partly cloudy skies, winds calming down, and just a 10% chance of any of those leftover showers lingering around. This cold front has finally made progress. Now, temperatures aren't really going to be dropping off all that much, but it is going to be a bit cooler. We don't have a lot of cloud cover, the winds aren't too crazy strong, so we're actually left with slightly cooler temperatures. Nice, I'll take it. Now, if temperatures stay cool during the day, we're going to see, less chance for storms forming. But tomorrow, I'm looking at warmer temperatures, back into those upper 80s. But I say that the skies are clearing, so let me go in and explain that just a touch more. Here's what I'm looking at on the future track. Not much going on until we get to about midnight, 1 a.m. Maybe a couple little storms near Snyder forming off. That's just going to be anything left over. We're keeping our eye on it. Most of this stuff is going to be gone by 3, 4 a.m., maybe even lasting into our sunrise show, but it's going to be a relatively small chance for that to actually go severe. Wednesday morning takes over, and there's one thing I want you to focus on. It's the fact that we're looking at westerly winds. That's actually going to bring in very, very dry air from the deserts out to the west, and it's going to clear out any cloud cover and any rain chances as well. Oh, love to see it. For much of your Thursday, yep, sunny skies, storms out to the east. That's because the westerly winds are going to keep us nice and dry, so temperatures can warm up and we don't have to worry about any of those storms, beginning to pop off. That entire system is going away. Hooray, we don't need to worry about it anymore. So here is that look at the severe risk for your Wednesday. It's going to be very small. A lot of this stuff is going to be taking place during those overnight hours. And again, it's mainly going to be storms maybe moving slightly this direction, if not more so toward the direct east. Until then, though, we're going to have to keep our eye on any potential developments. And a couple of days out from now, we're actually looking at higher rain chances making a comeback. What? No. Yeah, it's actually from a cold front. We're going to see a small cold front push its way into the area, and temperatures drop. You could see that. 20 degrees from Thursday to Friday. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you guys have been asking me, what's going on for Friday, Saturday,